I used to be a man of principles. Or at least I wanted to be a man of principles. You know? I think I was a man of principles. But it was a very admirable thing to be like, I'm going to, stand up for what I believe, and I'm willing to die for it, and I'm passionate and emphatic about it, and people follow passion. And then I realized that principles can be a very dangerous thing. I mean, like John Proctor. Take John Proctor, for example, from The Crucible. I'm not sure if I remember correctly. But basically, he was accused of witchcraft. And he was told that he had to admit that he was a witch. And that the confession had to go public. And so he was not going to do it, and then his wife convinced him to do it because it would save his life, right? And so then he decided he was going to do it, and then they told him that the confession had to go public, and he was like, "No, I can't. It's because it's my name, and it's so important, to stick by that. What the hell that means? That he's willing to die for it." And I guess actually early on in my life, I remember reading that and being like, what a fucking douche. So now your wife and kids just have to go without a father because of your honor. Because of your honor. It sounds so funny to be like, yeah, honor is a really important thing. I think it's fucking retarded, quite frankly. When it overpowers. Of course there's honorable things, and then maybe it's like, yeah, well, that kid grows up to be like, wow, my dad did this really honorable thing. I think he'd rather have his fucking dad, quite frankly. But what do I know? So principles, they cause wars. Principles are a really dangerous place. And now some of you may not have any fucking principles. You need some fucking principles. So have some principles, some yamas and niyamas or something like that. So don't be a fucking dick. Like, was it that hard? And it actually is. I'm sorry. I know it actually is. Actually, very hard to not be a dick sometimes. So I decided then, I had this spiritual awakening and decided then I was going to be a man of God, right? Because that's a lot better. So, whatever the fuck that means, a man of God, whatever the hell God means, this ridiculous word. So, obviously that's a dangerous route. And while I still plan to start a cult at some point, I really don't want to, Yes, I do. No, I don't want to. Okay, all right, no, okay. Anyway, so what I'm working towards now is being a man of discernment. Okay? And, really what ruined the whole principles for me is yoga. Right? When I started to really study the philosophy and really starting to just delve deeper into myself and the nature of reality. And, when you have things like ethical relativism that tell us that, I teach about it all the time, that there is no good and bad. There is no right and wrong. It's outside of this idea of right and wrong. And it's a very confusing thing. I took a training this weekend. And in the training, they used some principles that I actually base a lot of my spirituality on, from what I've learned and experienced, and put it all together. And they taught it completely wrong. Or so I originally thought, right? I was like, this is completely wrong. And I knew that all my teachers would be like, that's absolutely wrong. But see, my teachers are arrogant fuckheads, quite frankly. They really are. And I don't want to be that. And for a long time, I thought to myself, maybe I just don't understand certain things, and they seem apparently arrogant, so maybe they're not. Maybe they just have a deeper understanding. And I'm like, nah, they're pretty fucking arrogant, is what they are. The Gyanis, right? They're just intellectual and think that they're superior and they know better. And they don't think that they do. But you can feel it oozing off them. It's like, it's disgusting, quite frankly. I hate it. But they're extremely intelligent and they have a lot of wisdom, so I listen. But they're also teaching me what not to be, right? So I know that they'd be like, this is absolutely wrong. But I sat there, and as I was saying in my head, my first reaction is that this is wrong. I said, wait a minute, Josh, you teach that there is no right and wrong. Right? That maybe in this world of duality there's a right and wrong, but the space of spirit and really connecting into something deeper in singularity, there is no right and wrong in singularity. And I profoundly love the concept of singularity, the concept of singularity, where that core self of who we are is immovable, unchanging, steady, and there can be no friction in singularity. So when I was listening to this teaching, I said, wait a minute, Josh, you talk about that there is no right and wrong all the time. So maybe I need to start asking questions and really try to learn and try to see something different. And I had a huge shift in my paradigm. Because as I started to do that and really understand that even though I do believe in the teaching of there's no right and wrong, and actually there is fucking right and wrong too. Right? It's that in this space beyond there is no right and wrong. But in this world of duality, what it really is becoming a man of discernment. Is discerning in this very moment, exactly right now, as the man that I have never been before, as the world has never been as it is, that this moment, every single moment, is fresh and new, right? And to really discern in each particular moment, what is the best course of action? And when I started to ask questions about this teaching, I started to see how many people were really helped by this concept and the way they taught it. And I didn't question in a challenging way of saying that it was wrong, but I was questioning to say, okay, because I always understood it this way a little bit, and I saw the people that I was questioning, I saw them retract a little bit and get defensive because it was questioning their core beliefs, what they were founded upon, right? And that's when I realized this space of discernment in a space of really stepping into a flow of releasing from all of it, right? That we, no teaching, the idea of, this is a Buddhist tenet that is, any medicine that keeps you dependent upon the medicine is no medicine at all. And even the teachings of Vedanta, yes, they are of this world, but they're equated to the lion in a dream that wakes you up into that other world, right? Wakes you up into that fourth state of being. So it is actually, you can't even rely on the teachings. And they actually say that the most difficult attachment is the attachment to spiritual practice. Because to let that go, because it brings so much joy. So to truly be without attachment is not even to be attached to your own beliefs. Even if they're your second beliefs, like this is a new system for me, or at least so I believe, right? And so to really not be attached to that, to really be free from any of that in that space of singularity, which of course I need to even be free from that concept because maybe there's a different concept. Maybe Satanism is right. And there's actually a lot of power to that because, as you go down deeper and deeper paths of spirituality, you have to understand that you don't have to understand shit. I'm saying as you go down deeper paths of spirituality, I've had to understand and continue to that separating ourselves from what people think is imperative. Because it really becomes, and I'm sure that you're free thinkers, if you're watching this, you're a very open-minded free thinker, or so you think you are, right? And but it goes beyond that. Because we're so fucking conditioned we don't even know. We just don't even understand the way the human mind and the human brain work. You know, we don't understand samskara, these grooves, these roots that we have, these conditionings that are so deeply patterned in how we view everything. The fundamental structure of life, how we view it all, right? And to go against that, to really live in concepts that are completely, that I believe are misunderstood, you know? But really it's about living a better life in the end. Because who the fuck knows? We don't even know if there's reincarnation, is any of this shit, right? And I saw these principles being taught differently. And I still think not correctly. But I saw how much help it was giving to people and where they were in their journey. And I saw how much help my teachings had given to me, and even to step past those teachings, to discern in every single moment what is the most important thing to do, what is the best thing to do for the most amount of people involved, including myself, always, right? Because everybody's on this journey, and man, when we actually get on the journey, and if we really get on the journey, and then we find people that are really on the journey, they get more fucked up, and they get so stuck in, because when you have this sudden awakening, or when you realize so much about yourself and humanity and the world and spirit and everything, you think that's it then, you know? You think that you should be this way, and to constantly stay open is the only way to fucking grow. It really is, because it's gonna fucking flip upside down and twist you around. You know, and maybe you get to that nice little place in yourself where you're okay with it, you know, but I'm not gonna be there, because there's always new ways. And so just remember that you don't know a fucking thing. You really don't. And you know, I say it all the time, like, I don't know a damn thing. And people are always like, oh, that's amazing. Tell me more, you know? And I'm like, but I told you, I don't fucking know anything. And they're like, oh, yeah, well, hey, great, here's some money. We'll give you some money. Tell us some more. And I'm like, dude, I don't fucking know anything. It's ridiculous. But that's the thing, is to stay in that space of not knowing. Because beyond it all, none of it means a goddamn thing. None of it means a goddamn thing. So don't get stuck in your principles. Don't get stuck in your ways of being. In every single moment, you know, Krishna says to Arjuna, shoot him in the back. And Arjuna's like, that's totally dishonorable. Krishna's like, honor? Honor, you selfish fucking prick. That's a quote. You selfish fucking prick. It's 10,000 years of destruction and pain on this planet if you don't shoot him in the back. Shoot him in the fucking back, your honor. So you can have your honor of not shooting him in the back. So fuck your principles. In Lakesh Lakin, I am you, you are me, namaste. What? Too much? Oh.